What up, motherflowers? It's me. It's Steve. I'm back out with a new video. Thank you for watching this video, tuning in back into the channel. If you're new here, hit that sub button down below. Give this video a big old thumbs up. Hey, look at this. Look at me. Hey, I'm like Fonzie from Happy Days. Also, motherflowers, share this video throughout your entire social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, wherever you share videos, motherflowers. As the title below says, this will be my Impact Wrestling Slammiversary 2018 preview and predictions video. Slammiversary goes live this Sunday, July 22nd, from the Rebel Entertainment Complex in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Now, I'm going to say this over. Before I get into this prediction, I'm looking at this card. It's stacked from top to bottom. And I'm going to keep it 100 with you guys. I am happy with the progression, the improvement, and the new regime of Impact Wrestling. It's cool to know that the new regime is actually putting an effort into making Impact, you know, that company that's literally did a complete 180. They've completely turned shit around. I remember years ago, have a lot of people, a lot of friends here that stopped watching Impact because, again, the old regime have just pushed them away. And they kept doing stupid stuff over stupid stuff over stupid stuff. Damn, Dixie. And now it's like, yo, they are literally taking steps forward and not look back. And I'm happy to know that. And also, I feel like they got the talent right now that is making the product as well also worth the watch. And like I said, this card as a whole is a stacked card. It really is from top to bottom. I look forward to watching this show this Sunday. I also look forward to reviewing Slammiversary this Sunday as well after it goes off the air. So if you're not subbed to this channel, make sure you are. Because again, I will be recording my review this Sunday, having it uploaded after it goes, you know, off the air, off pay-per-view and shit like that. I'm going to say this too, though, at the same time, okay? To me that is, okay? And I've been saying this for years. I know for Impact Wrestling, their biggest show of the year, their WrestleMania is Bound for Glory. But to me, it's always been Slammiversary. It's the anniversary show. I always felt like that show was a bigger deal than Bound for Glory, in my honest opinion. Also, I'm happy to know that they're taking this show outside of the Impact Zone. Because anyone that knows the Impact Zone, anyone that goes there doesn't pay. It's part of Universal Studios. It's part of the theme park. So yeah, people that sit there that have no idea what's going on, who are the talent that's there, and it's like they're lost, essentially, right? And it's Impact adding in sound bites and shit like that to make it seem like, hey, they're actually giving a fuck. And I'm happy that Impact took their tapings to Canada, and they're taking this show as well in Canada. Again, Canada is a passionate wrestling country. Especially Toronto is a passionate city, so I look forward to seeing this show on pay-per-view. As always, though, motherflowers, give me your predictions as well, your thoughts on the show. Are you looking forward to watching it? What's your predictions and all that fun stuff in the comment thread of this video? Or if not, let me know on Twitter at HeelSteven. So I'm looking at this card right now. I'm gonna work from the bottom to work my way to the top. So we have here Tessa Blanchard versus Allie in a singles match. It's cool to know that someone like Tessa Blanchard is that breath of fresh air in that Knockouts division. It's cool to know that someone like Tessa Blanchard has signed to stay long-term in Impact Wrestling. And it's cool to know that someone like Tessa Blanchard is really, really tearing it up in Impact right now. And I see this now. To me, Tessa Blanchard is a future Knockouts champion, hands fucking down. And why would you not want her as your Knockouts champion? If you're Impact Wrestling, to not have her somewhere down the road as your Knockouts champion, then you're just a dummy. Yeah, no pun intended, by the way. It should be a fun match. The build-up here, hey, Tessa Blanchard is, in her mind, she's the top notch of the Knockouts division. She had a mini program at Madison Ring when she got in there. I did not agree with the fact that she had to lose. I understand what was going on, but that's my honest opinion. Allie, you know, she just lost her Knockouts title a couple weeks ago to Su Yung. And now I'm like, where the hell is Rosemary? Nonetheless, it should be a fun match. If it was up to me, though, I will have Tessa Blanchard win. And not to mention the fact that Tessa Blanchard has a sick hammerlock DDT just like my homie Andrade. Alright, just keeping it 100. But I'm going with Tessa Blanchard getting the win here. We have LAX versus the OGs, the original LAX. So we have the current LAX in Santana and Ortiz, who are accompanied by Konnan, versus the OGs that are the original members of LAX, Homicide and Hernandez. They're being accompanied by King, aka Eddie Kingston. This is going to be a 51-50 street fight. So this should be a very crazy back and forth match. The build up here is, hey, this whole time, Konnan was gone, right, at Redemption. And people were wondering who took out Konnan, right? And at the same time, Santana and Ortiz, got affected by it because they lost the tag titles to Eli Drake and Scott Steiner. King came in, remotivated them, got them to win back the tag titles from Z&E a couple weeks ago on Impact. And the whole thing as well, who attacked Konnan? Who attacked him, right? Konnan comes back. He says that it was, King the whole time. King is suspect, right? Until King finally confessed that it was him. And then he brought out the original members of LAX because in King's eyes, it's his time to run the streets of New York and LAX. And Konnan is the old, the old regime, if you will. It should be a fun match. If it was up to me, though, in my honest opinion, I would just do a switch where it should have been this whole time in the feud, King with Santana and Ortiz and Konnan with the original members of LAX. Just for nostalgia purpose, if you ask me. But it should be a fun match. I'm not sure if it's for the tag titles. It probably is. And if it is, so be it. I'm going to go, nonetheless, with Santana and Ortiz to pick up the win here in the very crazy back and forth match. We go from a 51-50 street fight to a House of Hardcore. We go from a 51-50 street fight to a House of Hardcore rules match between Eddie Edwards and Tommy Dreamer. Now, I've enjoyed this build. The twist and turn that this program has gone. I did say on Twitter a while back that, Impact Wrestling has tried to milk the fuck out of Eddie Edwards and Sami Callihan. And as good as that was, I feel like that program already peaked. There's no more they could have done. So they had to go to a different direction for both guys. And I'm happy to know the direction that Eddie Edwards has gone in. His obsession with trying to kill Eddie, his obsession with trying to kill Sami Callihan has got to the point where Tommy Dreamer had to step in. Try to, get some sense into Eddie Edwards. Remind Eddie that, hey, Tommy went through the same shit as well years ago with Raven and ECW. And it wasn't good. And again, Eddie not want to listen to nobody. His one goal right now is to literally kill Sami Callihan. He wouldn't even listen to his own wife, right? So literally this guy's losing everything, everyone around him and shit. Everyone that he loved and cared for, he's pushed away for this one goal, to take out Sami Callihan. And now Tommy Dreamer's getting involved. And Eddie now is bothered that Tommy's getting involved. Because Eddie wants Tommy to just let Eddie just finish off Sami Callihan. Like, he's literally telling Tommy, leave him alone. Let me finish off Sami. Let me kill Sami. Let me finish off Sami. I had him where I want him. It's your fault and shit like that. And now Tommy is not taking it no more. His obsession now is to beat Eddie Edwards. It should be a fun match. I, however, will go with Eddie Edwards here. I don't see the purpose of having Tommy get the win, if you ask me. Maybe maybe this program will take a different twist here. Maybe Alicia Edwards also goes crazy and shit, and you have a crazy husband and wife duo on Impact Wrestling. Why the fuck not? I'm going with Eddie Edwards here. At the same time, it was cool to know that they actually found a way to make Eddie a heel. Like the one guy in Impact Wrestling that you would never think would turn heel. When you think of Eddie Edwards, right? Diehard Eddie Edwards, right? Who was the world champion at one time in Impact. He's like this this white meat baby face that can never do anything wrong. And look at him now. This guy's fucking insane and shit. Holy crap. We then get the Fatal 4-Way between Phoenix, Rich Swann, Taiji Ishimori, aka Bone Soldier from the Bullet Club. Taiji Ishimori, who was a runner-up in the Best of the Super Juniors in New Japan after losing to Hiromu Takahashi, and as well as the returning Johnny Impact, This is more of a special attraction match. This is more to just get people onto the show. This probably will open the show if you ask me. Literally, this will be your spot fest match though. Everyone doing their crazy move, people getting a reaction. But if it was up to me, if I'm picking a winner right now, I'm going to go with Johnny Impact, in my honest opinion. We then go from a crazy match to another crazy match here. Mask versus hair. We have Pentagon Jr. putting his mask on the line versus Sami Callihan, who's putting his hair on the line. So, it's like I said earlier with Eddie Edwards, you know, with that whole program with Sami, I'm happy to know the direction that Eddie's gone. At the same time, I'm happy to know the direction that Sami Callihan has gone in this whole journey, if you will. Now feuding with Pentagon Jr. This whole thing started when Sami Callihan and OVE, you know, took the mask off of Pentagon Jr. And Pentagon, from there, just been furious, wanting revenge, right? Like today on Impact, on the Go Home show, through the clips that I saw, there was this whole thing where the Pentagon literally kidnapped Sami Callihan, tied him up to a chair, and literally Dave Chris and Jay Chris from OV go try to find Sami Callihan, right? And they find him, but Pentagon is ready for them and shit, and literally breaks the arm, I want to say, of Jay Chris in the process. And all this shit where, again, Pentagon saying, you know, I warned you, look into my eyes. You know, Slammiversary, zero fear. He started cutting part of Sami's hair and shit with the scissors. Again, it should be a very crazy match. Just a thought. Think about this too, right? You already know that Pentagon and Sami Callihan, there are gonna be some thumbtacks involved. There might be some glass involved. At the same time, I'm looking at this card like, yo, there's like 1, 2, like 3 different types of hardcore matches here on this damn card already. Holy shit. Which is not a bad thing. I feel like at the same time, it's Impact just saying, fuck it. Let's just do what we gotta do. And sometimes that's not a bad thing. It really isn't. But in this match between Pentagon and Sami, I'm going to go with Pentagon Jr. here. I think Sami Callihan is going to get shaved bald. So there you go with that. We then get the X Division Championship match between Matt Sydal defending the championship versus Brian Cage, the Machine. Now, you guys already know my stance on Brian Cage. I think the guy has a great talent. Even though he's beaten Bobby Lashley, he's beaten Eli Drake. I think he's also beaten Moose. I think also EC3 at one time. So he's beaten some big names, former heavyweight champions and all that shit, right? To me, it's like, yo, the way I thought things were going is, hey, he's going to start feuding for the world title, which, in my opinion, he should be. You know, the idea of him going after the X Division title, and I get it, the X Division is no limits, and that's fine and dandy, but I feel like, for me at least, that should be, that's the old regime. That's the old regime, if you will. To me, this new regime, it should be, hey, if you're an X Division guy, you're an X Division guy. Fighting within that division, that bubble. Granted, today on Impact, P.D. Williams faced Killer Cross. To each their own, right? But you kind of get where I'm going with this as far as the title is concerned, right? I get it. Samoa Joe one time, you know, wrestled for the X Division champion. He was the champion at one time. All you want. But here's the thing about it, okay? And this is the reality of the whole thing. Brian Cage is not Samoa Joe. Okay? That's the difference. That being said, I get it. You know, Brian Cage has been on this fucking tear, beating up guys from the independent circuit. They did this whole, like, Brian Cage tour, you know, beat downs and shit like that, where he had wins in Japan, in Canada, in Australia, right? And he's been put in this feud with Matt Sydal. And a couple weeks ago, it looked like he was going to win the championship on Impact, but Congo Kong got involved. And now they're going to have this match at Slammiversary. I think, again, Matt Sydal going to make this match work for what it is. But it's all said and done. Unfortunately, I see Brian Cage winning the championship. And again, it goes back to the X Division being no limits, which is, again, if you're a diehard Impact fan and if you believe in that whole, you know, standard, and so be it. But to me, when I think of the X Division now, to me, the whole no limits baloney stuff, that's the old regime. Old regime. Okay? Because if that's the case, then holy shit, in WWE, I want to see Braun Strowman become the Cruiserweight Champion. That will never happen. If it did happen, I know a lot of you Impact diehard would shit on it. Just keep it 100, okay? Don't deny it, all right? Don't fucking deny it. And I know also Bobby Lashley was also a former X Division champion too, so it is what it is. And so was Abyss, and again, that was silly too, but it is what it is. We then get Su Yung versus Madison Rayne for the Knockouts Championship. I get where they're going with this whole program. It's Madison Rayne in the comeback tour. She's doing this for her daughter, right? You think about it, Madison Rayne said a while back that she wasn't supposed to come back as a performer. She was supposed to come back as an announcer, right? Someone calling the action on commentary. And she got involved in the program with Tessa Blanchard where she won, right? And now, you know, she got with, I believe, over Allie, I think it was, to, I think also tie up that, yeah, she also beat Taya Valkyrie, right? Which led her to get this championship match against Su Yung. And Su Yung, I'm going to say this, is a unique character right now in that knockouts division. She's very unique. And also she's talented. She has that crazy finisher that she does, like it's like a fucking fisherman carry. She drops him and shit. A very, very sick move, okay? A very, very fucking sick move. But that being said, I just don't feel like right now they should take the belt off of Su Yung. They should not. I understand why they might do it, because again, Madison Rayne is dedicating this match to her daughter. And they want to have that good feel moment. But again, if it was up to me, I'd have Su Yung retain the belt here. It should be an okay match for what it is. Nothing against Madison Rayne. But again, I feel like right now, if you're Impact Wrestling, you should look out after the young talent. Make them look good. Have them come out strong here. So, I predict Su Yung, but I wouldn't be surprised if they give the belt to Madison Rayne. We then get the main event. We get Austin Aries versus Moose for the Impact World Championship. The build-up here is, hey, can Moose finally win the big one? Austin Aries, the belt collector, after leaving WWE, has been on a fucking tear. All right? Him coming out with all the belts from every Fed that he's won them from and shit, it's been very, very funny. Okay? But at the same time, the guy has been tearing it up. And I'm happy for Austin Aries. I really, really am. And this should be a fun match. I know last week on Impact, they had D'Angelo Williams come out, who's like Moose's friend, who tried to give an update on Moose's training and his progress thus far, and ended up with Austin Aries attacking him in the process. And again, for this view for what it is, it's a fun program, all you want. But I predict Austin Aries will retain the championship here. Even at the same time, you could do the whole thing with Moose getting his moment, fine, all the hell you want. But I predict that Moose loses here. He loses, and Austin Aries remains as champion. That's my prediction, guys. Again, I am looking forward to watching this show on Sunday. It's a very, very stacked card. I am happy with the progress that Impact has made in these past couple of months. And I look forward to seeing the continuation of that progress and to see where they go from here. I'm going to say one more thing before I wrap this up as well. You know, I understand that once again, it's 34 with some change on Fight TV. And the one thing I would do, again, moving forward, and I said this during my Redemption review, is to stop putting this as a pay-per-view on a different party and charge people a shitload of money. To me, you know, the pay-per-view industry has died when it comes to professional wrestling. And you can make the argument, hey, WWE has killed it with the WWE Network. And yeah, you can make that argument. You know, to the point now where every company and their fucking mother is coming out with their own version of a streaming service. Ring of Honor has Honor Club. New Japan has New Japan World. High Spot has the High Spot Wrestling Network. Impact now has, again, they have the Global Wrestling Network. If it was up to me, I would have had this pay-per-view air live on the Global Wrestling Network. And you want people to get this network, have them fork over the $10 that they charge, right? I think it's also a free month. Not only do you get the old content from Impact, all the pay-per-views from back in the day, the old episodes of Impact, and also these other, you know, partner show with all these other indie feds, but you also get the pay-per-views. And hopefully, for the next pay-per-view, whether it's Bound for Glory or Destination X or it's Lockdown, what have you, they go that direction. I hope they do. That's my honest opinion. Take it for what it's worth. Give me your thoughts down below in the comment thread of this video, your predictions on this show. What match are you looking forward to? Let me know on Twitter. I will be recording a review this Sunday. Literally, after this pay-per-view goes off the air, I'll be recording a video with my review, and I'll have it up on the YouTube channel for all you motherflowers to watch and listen to, and all that fun stuff. You can follow me on Twitter at HeelSteven. Make sure you like all my videos, and as always, hate, comment, and subscribe down below. Until next time, motherflowers, it's me, it's Steve, and I'm out, y'all. Peace out, motherflowers. One more thing, too. Where the fuck is Eli Drake on this show? Come on, y'all. Don't be dummies. Yeah.